Welcome to Fireside Chats with Mats. So I think this episode is going to be also about video games. I've been I'm watching like a video. You might be surprised that something like this would even exist, but like this is one of multiple videos that are on YouTube about this topic, like Mortal Kombat 10 or Mortal Kombat X. And a later version was called Mortal Kombat XL, but it was still basically that game, just like more stuff in it. I actually just bought that for $4.99 from the PS Store. I have Mortal Kombat X, but I looked and it didn't seem like I had actually bought Mortal Kombat XL. And I thought I somehow still had it, like maybe I had bought an upgrade or something, but I think maybe it was just that there was a XL icon, but it was on something that was labeled Mortal Kombat X. So anyway, I got XL for $4.99, but and now I don't have to put in a disc to play it either. But let's see. Yeah, so I've been looking into like stuff about fighting games and how to do well in fighting games. And the thing is, I've been looking into stuff somewhat recently about what is referred to as the TRIVIUM. It's grammar, logic, and rhetoric. And so grammar would be the elements, like, and it, you know, it, the wording, the diction of those elements, like of their titles, that would look like it's referring specifically to like language arts, like, studying language, but thematically it refers to, it's a little more applicable, and that is, or it's very widely applicable, and that is that grammar represents learning the elements, as I see it, and as I see it with this video about Mortal Kombat X telling you how to play it. He literally says like, yeah, this part is going to be the most boring part of the video, but I've got to say it or something like that. And then he like tells you about all the different kinds of moves that your character can do, like the basic moves or whatever. And I was sitting there thinking like, yeah, this is the trivium. Like he's giving you the elements, and he's even telling you like it's going to be the boring quote unquote part of the video or whatever. I think boredom in itself is kind of a false concept. So like basically, and I think Eckhart Tolle may have specifically said this, or maybe I somehow realized this from something he said that was kind of similar. But whatever it was, boredom is a, it seems to be a term for the underlying sort of emotional baggage that you're carrying around, so called, that generally you're distracted from. And then when you're quote unquote bored, it's because there's there's less than usual maybe distracting you from that baggage. So then there it is. And then so you feel the compulsion to go and do something. Really, you're looking for some distraction that I would say probably would be like naturally interesting or something, enough for you to easily get into it and fully distract yourself from your emotional baggage. But anyway, it was incredible though, because with the trivium, it's grammar, logic, and rhetoric. And I saw a guy on YouTube who had a video, and he had it grammar, rhetoric, and logic, and it's like I'm not sure how that makes sense, especially because he says like, and the order is important, and then he says, and the order, and or having said the order is grammar, then rhetoric, then logic. And it's like, no, it seems to me that logic and rhetoric would be switched back around from there so that it would be you're learning the elements of something. That would be the grammar. And then you're learning how they fit together. Like once you know the elements, you sort of see and acknowledge how they fit together with one another and the relationships of these elements or whatever. And that would be the logic. And then the rhetoric would be sort of using the language in speech to others, like I guess sort of maybe formulating in some sense, or like finding your own logic, or well, I don't know, because I think that would be really indeed part of logic, but just sort of maybe a presentational thing. So like a communication of logic to others or something, or a demonstration, a representation of putting together a representation of logic, which could be helpful to you as well because it's a representation that's now there. And if you are wondering about how that fit together again or something, then you can look at that and say, oh yeah, there it is. There's the rhetoric that I put together based on the logic around some of these grammatical elements, so called, coming together.